Hello, this is Mark Wiltshire, and thanks for choosing to listen to the Explore Finland radio show. This is the second of a two-part episode where Glenn, the Nordic tourist, and I visit Kalevan Navetta Art and Culture Centre in Seinäjoki. In the first episode, we learned all about the history of Kalevan Navetta from Päivi Alaniska, a project coordinator at Seinäjoki City Cultural Services, and Elina Teitti, who's an art educator and acting exhibition coordinator at the Kunsthalle Seinäjoki. So in this episode, you're going to hear the audio tour of the centre. Päivi and Elina were our expert guides, and you'll hear a change in the sound quality as we move around, and you'll hear footsteps as we move between the rooms. There was nothing faked here. This was all recorded on location as we were going around. So let's join Päivi and Elina at the start of our tour. Okay, so now we're starting the tour. Elina, where are we now?
We are on the first floor of the Art and Culture Centre Kalevan Navetta that opened a year ago. So this first year has been very interesting for us, as well for everybody else, I assume. And on the first floor, we can find the restaurant, Äärellä, and the shop, Taito shop. They sell all kinds of arts and crafts and design stuff. And also the Seinäjoki Artists Association has their art rental shop there. So you can sort of rent art and bring it home. And then that's the workshop area at the other end of the first floor.
Tell me a little bit more about the workshop area. What is through in that space?
The Taito Association runs arts and crafts school for children there, and also other like workshop activities. Like they have, for example, unemployed people working there, and like it's a sort of rehab stuff that's going on.
Back to work scheme, something.
Yeah,
like that.
Something like that. And they make different kinds of products that they sell there and so forth. And also the Kunsthalle Seinäjoki, where I work, we also use those workshop spaces if we have workshops for kids or something like that.
Is this a completely new facility here, or has it moved from somewhere else in the town?
Well, all of us existed before, but we just came together here. And the building itself, it's old, but as an art and culture center, it's completely new. And there's space for music as well. The studio Kammio. It's run by the Children's Culture Center, Louhimo, and the Seinäjoki unit of the University of Arts, Helsinki. And the community college has also their workshop space there for metal and woodwork.
So through there where you have the arts and crafts, there's different organisations that are running different
Yes.
parts of that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I did wonder about. You said community college, kansalaisopisto.
Yes.
What their sort of involvement was here.
Yeah, they have actually a really good thing going on here, because before this workshop space of their own, they were working at schools and using school facilities and classrooms, and it's not possible to use them during the school hours. So now they can run workshops during the days, and that's good for them.
And now during the mornings, usually if you come to work from this lobby area, it's really nice to see these grey-haired retired people doing their wood crafts in the morning, because they usually have the morning slot open. So gives you a really good feeling. Nice to start the day.
Yeah, because so school children are at school, working people are at work, so retired people can come and use the facilities during the daytime.
Yeah, that's a really good thing. Something about the first floor, the lobby we're in, it's kind of like the hub of the house. So basically everyone who comes to this building comes through the lobby. And we have the restaurant and then the Taito shop downstairs. And we do a lot of cooperation together So basically, the Taito shop is also selling the tickets to Seinäjoki Kunsthalle, that is on the second and third floor. And they're also acting as like the customer service information station of the house. So yeah, that's a really good collaboration. And then, for example, the Kunsthalle people, they can focus on doing their art exhibitions and other activities instead of selling tickets or instead of selling coffee to the people who come visit the exhibitions.
Yeah, this is part of this sort of cooperative atmosphere that's running through here.
Yeah.
It's I think quite important for people to understand when they come here, like where should be the first point of contact. We came here last year and we had lunch and we sort of wandered around, but we weren't sure where exactly we were allowed to go. So maybe during the course of this tour, you can explain to us what things are public, what things are sort of with a ticket, and what things people should stay away from because they're working spaces.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. Well, the first floor, the lobby is open for everyone. We're open. The house is open according to Kunsthalle and the Taito shop's schedule. And then the restaurant might have a bit more limited opening hours, especially now with the COVID situation. But anyone can come to the house, to the lobby, and we have the storyboard on the ground floor just behind you. And they can, using this story wall or board, they can take a look around the pictures, take a look at the pictures and the history of the house.
Yeah, read through the history that we talked about in the first part of the podcast.
Yeah. So even if we don't have guided tours, people can still learn a little about the house and what has the process been.
And these boards here, there's 4 sort of brightly coloured boards, and they're in Finnish and English. So if there are non-Finns, international visitors, they've all got the same kind of information.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. And usually also the door to the workshop hall is open. And you cannot go into the workshop spaces, but there's a lot of glass walls, so you can take a peek at the workshop spaces. And there's also these small exhibition gallery that presents the woodwork that the students have done in the classes.
Maybe we can see and take a few pictures. So from the lobby area, Elina, where's the first place that we should go and visit?
We could go and see the workshop corridor or the hallway.
Okay, let's do that. We're standing now in the arts and craft area, and we're looking at these. It's interesting. The walls of the workshop is kind of also doubles up as a display cabinet, so you can see him from both sides and see that artwork. And the wall itself is very industrial, kind of concrete, glass, but then inside the workbenches are pristine. They're brand new. I've never seen a workshop look like this before. It wouldn't look like that after I'd been banging and sawing away for a while.
Yes, we are very proud of our spaces, all of our spaces, and one one of the main ideas that the architect Teemu Hirvilammi and Anne Kaivoja, they were responsible for planning. They wanted to create different kinds of spaces here. And that's something that the visitor will see when visiting all of the spaces, different kinds of atmospheres. And here you can see what kinds of woodwork, also metalwork can be done here. And on the other side, that's where the little ones do their crafts and design works, and also adults work there.
And there's a few background noises because the building is starting to wake up at the start of the day, which is good. It proves that we're on a guided tour and not just sitting around a table pretending. And we'll get some pictures in the blog post that goes with this, so people can see some of the things we're talking about. But it makes these workshops almost into exhibits as well. Like people can come and see the different workspaces, and I don't know, it feels a little bit like you're walking through the art. The building is the art as well.
Yes, and I feel that this place is very much the action space and the heart of the building, because there are almost every day somebody doing something here. And back in the days when this building used to be a base factory that produced different kinds of textiles, this was actually the space for the factory hall, where the machinery was and so forth. I read about
that beforehand, and it's now really difficult to imagine how this would have looked when the outside walls would have been the actual space of the factory was positioned within. Now we have all this internal construction, and it looks very different.
Yes, it does. It's difficult to imagine, especially here, what used to be. But then we have spaces where it's more like present, the history. For example, the Halli, the hall, the sort of bigger exhibition space of the Kunsthalle Seinäjoki. It looks very industrial and military even.
And this is further upstairs?
Yes.
So we'll find our way up there shortly. Okay.
We have had the privilege of designing our own spaces. So basically, I think everyone were on board before the renovation started. So all the organizations have had their hours with the architects and with the builders, and we've had the chance to discuss about our needs and our operations and what do we need from the spaces to be able to do our work the best we can. So
does that give each of the different areas a different look, or is it more about the functionality of how those spaces work?
Yeah, I think it's about the functionality, and then the architect Teemu has had a strong vision of how he wants to present the building. And as Elina said earlier, all of the floors have their own atmosphere, and they all portrays a different time of the building and different stages of the building. Okay, where should we go next?
Second floor, I would say.
Before we do, I noticed this performance room named Tammio, and somebody mentioned this to me before we came today. So can you show me what's in there?
Of course.
We've walked into this room, which is red brick walls, not a huge space, and then this red brick ceiling as well. So we're in a brick room. It's positioned well away from the sort of lobby area. We came down a short corridor. I'm guessing it's against the outside wall of the building here, and it's set up with a drum kit. It's a performance room, but it's not huge. So what is this space? How is it used?
Well, this is the rehearsal room for the Louhimo. That was the Children's Cultural Center. So basically they do music, circus as their arts, if you can say so. So the bands can rehearse here, but then we've also used this in small concerts because it's a really nice looking room, and it's also the smallest venue, if you could use that word. So I think you can have from 15 to 20 people here. now than we've
keeping a secure distance from each other. Yeah.
The University of the Arts, the Seinäjoki unit, uses this for different kinds of events, whatever they have. And then there's a separate studio room next to this one, so it's possible to record stuff here. And that's something that Louhimo has been doing with the kids. So they do all kinds of projects here.
It's a lovely space. I'm a bit of a sucker for a red brick wall. I don't know what it is. I like that kind of industrial look, especially when it's inside. There's blue lights and it's nice and calm until somebody starts banging the drums. I guess it gets a little bit more hectic.
So this commune space used to be the boiler room of the house. Back in the days when we had the base factory, I think at that time the house was still heated with wood. But then later on, this was the boiler room and the house was heated with oil.
Yeah, and that's what we can smell.
Yes.
Yeah, even though we're wearing masks, I thought I could smell oil, but I didn't want to be rude and say that this lovely practice room smelled of oil.
Yeah. It's a challenge. We've been working on eliminating that smell. Hopefully, we'll get there because it's a lovely room and it's a good size.
But it's part of the atmospherics, and there's a story behind it. There's a reason behind it. So okay, Elina, maybe we should head up to the second floor.
Yes.
Okay.
We could make a stop here in the staircase of the building. This is actually a new space because the old staircase was too steep and couldn't be used. It wasn't safe for modern regulations and stuff. So we made a brand new one. And we also, the city of Seinäjoki commissioned an artwork here.
Okay.
This is a ball of string, a hardwood sculpture by Tiina Laasonen. She is a local sculptor that works with wood.
So it's a wooden sculpture that looks like it's a piece of knitted fabric.
Yes, and it resembles of the history of the house and also the presence, what's going on.
Yeah. So as I look up, there's three sculptures, sort of square, rectangular shape that look like woven yarn, and then there's a long, twisted piece of wood, I guess, to look like a loose thread.
This is the first part of it because it continues on each floor.
Ah, okay.
It's a bit different everywhere.
Okay, let's head up then and see how it looks on the next floor. So as we come up the stairs, there's the next part of the sculpture on the wall. And people working, putting signs up on the wall.
Yes, we are building a new exhibition upstairs on the third floor, so lots of building and action going on.
So now, on the second floor, where are you taking us to first, Elina?
We are going to see Halli, the hall, which is the exhibition space of the Constellation Seinäjoki. And there's a completely different atmosphere to that space than the previous ones.
Okay.
Moikka. Me äänitetään tällaista haastattelupätkää, niin älkää ahdistuko.
Is that Päivi? Hi Päivi, it's Mark.
Oh.
It's been a long time, nice to see you. Okay, so maybe you can explain who that Päivi is.
Päivi Rintaniemi is having her solo exhibition here in this space, Calix, ceramic sculptures and Päivi is actually here present at the moment taking pictures of her works. And that's one example of what we do. We produce exhibitions by local contemporary artists. And this is our other space for that. The other one is upstairs, Vintti. And this space, as you can see, is quite rough, military-like. Some people say that it's brutal. And when we decided that we actually want to keep it like this, some people really asked us that, are you serious? Because our old exhibition spaces were really traditional, like white walls and stuff, like a very traditional gallery space. But we wanted to have something else here in the new space.
And this works particularly well at the moment because a lot of the artwork that Päivi's got on display is white. And you have this grey walls, black display stands, and the art really stands out from there.
Yes, that's one of our most important program guidelines, is thinking about the space and what kind of art really works here, or what kind of art brings something new to it, or plays well with the space. And our both spaces are very different, so we always have different kinds of exhibitions shown here.
So we're here now in early 2021. It's kind of still in the COVID period. We're still wearing our masks. How long does this exhibition run, and what is the cost if somebody wants to come and visit this exhibition?
Usually our exhibitions run for about 3 to 4 months. And the cost is €6.
Okay.
And then for pensioners and students, €4. And also museokortti, the museum card, is valid here. Oh, and the underaged, of course, they come in for...
So under 18?
Under 18,
yeah.
Yes. And every Friday, or every first Friday of the month, is a free admission day. So then it's free for everybody.
Ah, that's interesting to know as well. The €6, is that for this exhibition or for the whole?
It's for both exhibitions.
Yeah, okay. That's not a huge amount to get the full experience at Kalevan, Navetta.
No, it's not.
So this exhibition by Päivi is called Kalix. Can you tell a little bit about that?
Kalix is Latin, and it means a bowl or a vase.
Okay.
And that is, in a way, something that Päivi has done with the form of the sculptures. But also for her, it's a metaphor of life, Is the vase half full or empty or something like this? More of a philosophical question.
And I think actually Päivi is an interesting artist, local here in Etelä-Pohjanmaa, South Ostrobothnia, and makes not only artwork but also homewares and makes it from clay, from the soil in Etelä-Pohjanmaa. So everything you see here really is from here. It's a good example of a local artist being shown in this fantastic new setting.
This is the third exhibition that we have in Halli, and all of those 3 exhibitions have been really different. Like the opening show we had, it was a Nordic collaboration, and in that exhibition, the space Halli was really dark. So we have these windows, about 10 windows in this Halli space, which you can either open or close. And that has a huge influence on the feeling and atmosphere of the exhibition.
Because there are shutters there, I can just see on the outside, so you can close the shutters and have a completely dark space or let some natural light in.
Yeah.
Those were installed when the Defence Forces started to use this building as their warehouse.
Okay.
You can see the numbers above the windows.
Okay,
So they were some
every
kind
entrance to the building was numbered. So.
Yes, and some sort of code for which kind of stuff you could find here, tents or other, I don't know, whatever things you would need in the military.
Yeah.
And then they would also just throw things out of the doors, open them and
because these are not just windows; they were
Yes.
doors, so the whole thing opened. Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
And we could theoretically use them if we have to load something in. We haven't done that yet, but there are possibilities.
Yeah. So at time of recording, this exhibition has a few more months to run, and by the time it's published, there will still be some months to run. So when you're listening to this, if you're in Finland, but certainly if you're in South Ostrobothnia, it's well worth coming and checking out. I've seen Päivi's work over the years, and I've got a bit of a soft spot for these vase types and the ball pieces, shaped pieces that she makes as well.
Yeah, they are really beautiful and unique, and it's astonishing to see what you can make out of the clay. We've already released our summer's exhibition, right?
Yes, we have.
Could you tell something about that?
Yes, I can. We have in this space a Norwegian artist who now lives in the States, Anne-Katrine Senstad, the Radical Light exhibition, which is all about light. Neon, like fluorescent light, and like a big light installation with some sound as well.
Interesting.
So that will make the space look completely different again. And it's a collaboration with an Estonian Kunsthalle, or an art center, Kai Art Center. The exhibition was produced there, and now it's coming to us.
It couldn't be more different, really, from what we're looking at now, from these beautiful, ornate clay sculptures to a neon light installation. Okay, so we'll leave Päivi in peace to continue her photographs. Where shall we head to next?
We could go and see the Hugo venue.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've just moved to another space on the second floor called Hugo Salli. This is a bigger looking room, very different design, black wooden panels on the walls, and then a large red brick wall again at the far end. What is this space used for?
This is our venue space for different kinds of events and family gatherings like weddings and birthdays and conferences. This is maintained by the cultural services of the city, but also the restaurant rents it for companies and private sector, and the city rents it out for associations.
So you can have events going on here with catering from Äärellä downstairs.
Yes.
It's an interesting space. It almost looks like a performance space as well. That red brick wall at the end, it has these traditional black doors there. It almost looks like a stage setting where characters could come on and off stage. It's quite impressive looking space. And again, all the modern technology is woven around the fabric of the original building, the wooden beams and the wrought iron sort of features of the doors and things like that.
Yes, this is also the home venue of our the University of Arts that has their office here. So they use it to have their concerts here. They usually have monthly performances.
Are these public performances that
Yes.
people can come to see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thought that this was a place for performance was not far wrong.
No, we've also had theater performance days and all kinds of shows. Obviously, the calendar was well booked when we opened, but then the pandemic situation changed the setting. So in a way, we're still waiting for things to come normal again, so we can see what we can do with this space. Because I believe that the possibilities are endless. And this venue is called the Hugo venue, and we wanted to name it after the factor entrepreneur Hugo Grönlund, who established the bass factory to this house. And we even have a small door up there that says tehtailija Hugo Grönlund, and then there's the Austro-Bosnian bass factory written there.
So is that something that you've done, or was that there?
No, that's something that we've done.
Yeah, okay, as a tribute.
Yes. Yeah, as a tribute, and also when we have workshops or camps or house tours for kids, then we usually say that Hugo is living there. That's his space up there. So he's kind of like watching over us. I think ghost might be a bit intimidating, but in a positive way, he's watching over us.
He's there in spirit.
Yes, yes.
But it's also good to have something to scare the children to make sure they behave themselves.
Yeah, the house has history and loads of stories, so why not share it with people?
And we have a cat in the house as well.
Yeah.
It's not a real one, but it's also present in spirit, so to speak. Muumau, our barn cat, because there has to be a cat in every barn, in Finland at least, probably also everywhere else. And he's our mascot for children's events and any kind of content. We always build our things around the cat.
Does this cat make an appearance? Is there somebody performing as a cat?
Yes, it's
a glove puppet.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. And now,
where to?
We could go to the third floor. We are building a new exhibition there, so I have no idea what's happening there. So there could be some artists working and stuff happening, but let's go and see.
Yeah.
Go and see the space, and it's good to see, for me anyway, to see the work in progress.
Yeah, most definitely. And on the third floor at the Vintti, you can see the round glass window. That's iconic. The one that we also have in our logo of the house.
Yeah, okay.
So we are in the staircase, approaching the third floor, and here you can find the third part of the sculpture, the ball of string.
Yeah, and this is now the long... It looks like a ball of yarn that's come apart a little. We have a lot of balls of yarn in our house, and if the dog gets hold of them, then they tend to come apart, but otherwise Satu keeps them well under control. It's nice. It's almost like the yarn is sort of threaded through the building from the third floor all the way down to the first floor.
Yes, that was the artist's idea.
This is also a piece of art that anyone can see if they come and visit the house. So you don't have to pay tickets to the Kunsthalle. But this is something that you can enjoy for free.
Some art is there for everybody. But as we were saying before, €6 to come in and visit all the exhibitions is good value.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're now in the exhibition space Vintti. We're on the third floor, and this is a bit more traditional looking exhibition space. Elina, please tell me a little bit what we're seeing.
In a way, the space is very traditional, but also as an exhibition space, it's quite unique. But a completely different atmosphere to anything else in the building. It's almost like a church-like
spiritual
space. Yes, with the with the window and the wooden walls and the floor.
You were talking about the window before, Päivi, and now we come into this space. It's bigger than I was expecting, and even from looking at pictures of Kalevan Navetta before, it sort of takes up a large section in the middle of that end wall and lets a lot of light through.
Yes, and it also provides a lot of opportunities for the artists to either somehow enhance it, or some people would like to get rid of it. So we will probably also see different kinds of installations in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the features of being in Finland is that sometimes, certain times of the year, there'll be no light coming through there because it's basically dark a lot of the day, and then in the summertime, you're going to need some blackout blinds if you want to have a dark exhibition space.
Yeah, but in my opinion, the light actually changes a bit. So the window looks different during the evenings or in March than compared to autumn or summer. So it has this different color or reflection. So it's really unique.
And this next exhibition that we are building at the moment actually the artist wanted to have that idea in their installation. Jaana Maijala and Ville Linna, they are in a way observing the spring and the window and the light, how it changes over these next 2 months. That's one theme.
Okay. So this exhibition is actually running from the 1st of April to the end of May 2021. So a 2-month exhibition this year.
Yeah, we're changing the exhibition for summer again.
Yes, like I said, downstairs we are going to have the large-scale light installation, and up here we are presenting young contemporary artists who use textile as their technique. So it's also a bit of a collaboration with the Taito Association and also linked to the history of the house.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it has that nice connection to where this building was 100 years ago or more.
We have a lot of wood in this Vintti space, and also these wooden beams that are supporting the structures. But because of safety regulations, we had to beef them up with these railway tracks.
Well, so these metal structure that's supporting the beams are actually railway tracks.
Yeah, we are really close to the railway, and also Petri Pihlajaniemi, who owns the building, who renovated it. He also did the hotel restaurant Alma.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So Petri has a special bond with railway tracks.
And red brick buildings as well. It seems there's a theme going through his art as well. That's quite a nice connection when you know about it.
This is also something that you can see on the second floor in the Hugo venue. We've had the same structure down there. We also visited the rehearsal room Kammio, and if you look up there and see the beautiful ceiling, you can see these railway tracks there also, and those are original ones.
So it's running through the whole building. So that technique was used 100 years ago to support that ceiling. So it's just echoing history.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
Yeah, and you said this is a more spiritual place, and I guess that's the shape of the room as well. It's got pale wooden horizontally slatted walls, but they kind of go up to a point almost like a church building. And then with the big round window at the end, it does have that kind of feel. I think also you can hear it in the acoustics as we're talking. I can hear our voices echoing around the room. And I like that with my podcast, when we go on tours of places to get different sounds in different areas.
We have had visitors who have asked us if they could have their wedding ceremony organized here, or if we could arrange it for them. But we're still sticking to the art exhibitions.
But nowadays people get married in all sorts of places. This would seem to be one of the more sensible ideas that I'd heard of. It's nice looking page, and would look beautiful with the photographs as well.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. We've also opened this space a bit to meetings or family gatherings. But all of that other activities besides the art exhibitions, they're always done on the terms of the present exhibition. Mm-hmm. So first of all, the Kunsthalle spaces, they are for art. And then if the exhibition allows it, then we can throw in other art programs or meetings or family gatherings. We've done at least 2 acoustic shows here, if I remember correctly, and those were music shows that the University of Arts produced here. It sounded really nice.
I think people really need to check out the website for Kalevan Navetta and find out what events are coming up. It certainly opened my mind, because I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I'm lucky if I want to learn about something, I find someone and say, will you tell me about your place, and get to take a look. But that's what I'm trying to do with the podcast, is kind of bring that to others as well.
Yeah, I think it's also it's a challenge for us, because we have independent organizations and actors in the house, and we're all we have our own program, and we are passing that message to our customers. So there's a lot of going on, but there is a positive side on that, because whenever we have, for example, people who are going to the Taito group's workshops, then they get to see our notice board to find out about our concerts or the exhibitions, or if you come by to have lunch in Äärellä, then you find out all these other activities.
Yeah, it's cross promotion between the different actors.
We definitely add value to one another.
Okay, thanks to Elina and Päivi for the introduction to Kalevan Navetta and for the guided tour. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What would you say is the best way that somebody could come and experience everything that you've got to offer here at Kalevan Navetta?
Well, my personal favorite is the Saturday brunch that Äärellä is offering, and after the lovely brunch, you can then visit the exhibitions on the Kunsthalle Seinäjoki on second and third floor. And if you can't come on Saturdays, then maybe just come by lunch or have a cup of coffee and then enjoy the exhibitions later on.
So you have some great food, because it's really good food, and then so you can feed your body and then you can feed your soul by walking around the exhibition.
Definitely.
I'd like to say a big thank you to Päivi and Elina for taking us on the tour of Kalevan Navetta. Wherever you're listening to this, check your podcast player for the link to the show notes, which would include links to the blog post about Kalevan Navetta, the video and photos from the day. It also includes any Finnish words that came up during the podcast and any other useful information. My YouTube channel, Explore Finland Radio Show, will have a version of the audio tour with photos. Glenn's YouTube channel, A Nordic Tourist, will have his familiar vlog-style video from our visit. If you want to connect with me, I'm most active on Facebook, Explore Finland Radio Show, and on Instagram, @MarkWiltshire, or on my website, explorefinlandpodcast.com. If you enjoy the show and you want to show your support, please take a minute to share this episode. You can spread the word to your friends on your social network of choice. Let them know about the show. Invite them to explore Finland with us. Also, if there's a subject you want me to cover in a future episode, contact me via the website or social media. I'd be happy to hear from you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.